Okay, so I just had a line of thought related to trauma and other things because I'm trying to work on my own system of navigating the world, and that uses realistic metaphors to help explain emotional situations and experiences. And so far, I've come up with that apathy is like alcohol, and self-righteousness is a type of drug. But then I thought, but then I remembered Amori and how it has its emotion system, and I realized, oh shit. Though the three emotions Amori has as distinct states in his brain, to even to like severe extremes that Sunny has, they're anger, sadness, and happiness. The three different possible states that one's mood can change to when they drink alcohol. And Amori is essentially that emotional alcohol, in a sense. That emotional system that doesn't want to acknowledge things, and so it just suppresses, it pulls away from reality. Because it doesn't think it can, that doesn't think that it's got the tools it needs to handle this. But that doesn't mean it needs to pull away from interactions with others and experiences. Doesn't mean you need to pull away from friends. Just means you gotta take your time. Oh, no wonder that's the case then. So then mental health can also be viewed as a type of addiction in some sense, but not quite, because there's physically drinking something and being emotionally stuck in a space are two different things. Physically drinking something is a choice and sometimes a habit that you may have to work on, just like how taking drugs is also one. But being emotionally stuck means you've gotten there some way, somehow. You're trapped in a room at that space, and now you don't feel like you have the tools, or you don't know what tools will even work, so you've just come to accept living in that space for the rest of your life. Holy shit. Fear can subvert strong emotions, but determination can subvert fear. Yet determination can also be prone to the same issues as fear due to having an ally in apathy. Fear and determination both have an ally in apathy, but that does not mean they necessarily have an ally in one another. Ooh, that's an interesting way to look at it. Then there's hope, but hope can be divided into two categories. Desperate and or fix it now kind of hope, and a more solemn, respectful kind of hope. Do those different categories branch off from interacting with fear and determination then? Alright, then let's bring Undertale's soul aspects in. Patience, bravery, determination. Those are the ones I remember off the top of my head, which shows how well I know them within myself. But there are other ones too that I don't know very well. Let's search this up. Soul colors. Well, actually, wait, do I not have an image saved in colors resonance about that very thing? I did at some point, but it's no longer there. Makes sense. Undertale soul colors. Yep, I've got bookmarked. Red is determination, cyan is patience, orange is bravery, blue is integrity, purple is perseverance, green is kindness, yellow is justice. Oh yeah, this is the wiki that included 1,000,001 different personality traits as alternate soul colors. So then, justice gives the ability to shoot. Green, when playing, you cannot move. However, pressing the arrow keys turns a shield that blocks attacks. That is the point of kindness, is to defend against sharp things that would otherwise harm others. Patience and perseverance. Can move left and right normally, but when up and down or left and right if the lines are vertical or pressed, soul moves along to the next line. Alright, so I feel like there's an overlap between patience and perseverance that isn't fully understood even by the creator themselves, but that's something that I don't think is a major flaw in that reference point, so I'm not going to worry about it too much for now. Okay, so I'm trying to be determined, patient, and brave without also having integrity and perseverance supporting the kindness I try to show. And if you count the other ones as prerequisites, then integrity is the one I'm working on currently. Perseverance is also one I'm working on. I've got kindness down very well so far, but I'm learning subtleties and nuances that I didn't understand because I didn't understand as deeply how integrity and perseverance influence that kindness, let alone patience. Patience is the one that I've got to learn the most exactly because it's the thing I struggle with a lot. It's the one thing that being an AUDHD that I'm going to have to work through more. And many... yeah. That makes sense. So, no, Toby's playing with concepts just as much as any great artist and creator who's left legacies of their own in the past. but he's actually trying to think about the structure relative to the situation. So in Undertale, red is the most powerful and useful one, but the others are still needed. Meanwhile, in Deltarune, we see the downside of a red soul. We see the impacts and the inability and restrictions and control it can place on someone. I wonder if he'll be able to do that with the other colors of the soul later on then. Because that would be really fucking interesting. If he explores each of them in a way that allows you to see both the best and the worst of that trait. I doubt he'd be able to do it very easily, though, because a story will always grow into its own thing, and having a preset architecture that does not acknowledge the growth it's taken on is always going to collapse under its own weight. A psychological architect. A witch of the mind. Because witches heal. Yeah, I'm a witch of the mind. A witch of the unknown and the absurd between in fiction and reality. I hope you enjoy seeing me around, and if you don't, here's hoping I can grow in a way that helps you enjoy my existence a little bit more, or that helps, or here's hoping you grow in a way that lets you understand me better. Until then, though, bye!